Oh, there you are, Ellie K. Welcome on board. Let's see what if I can get this correct here. I'm trying to set up the camera so it's correct. Let me see if I turn off this lamp. Yeah, that probably works. Hopefully you can still see me. I invite you to take a few deep breaths. Breathe all the way deep into your body. Yes. There we are. Here we are. Here we are. So, welcome to Monday Evening Live. Theme of today is called Lightworkers, Rainbow Warriors, Hold Your Space. And like always, I hope you had a wonderful, lovely week. I hope you got to sit with yourself. I hope you got to live your life to the highest possible potential that you are experiencing. Hope that you get to feel into your heart and that you get to feel into your body. And that we get to grow our roots into Earth Mother in order to strengthen ourselves on this journey. See, we are all on a spiritual journey. Whether we know it or not, we're on a spiritual journey. But sometimes, of course, that can be more of a conscious effort behind it. Everybody's on a spiritual journey in one way or another, one form of another. But when we enter this space consciously, when we move into our healing journey on purpose, it becomes a lot easier to begin to identify and feel into the different blockages we might be experiencing, the different traumas we have had in our lives that are holding us back. And we use the sacred breath. We use the sacred breath of life to feel into our body and to help to create space inside of ourselves. As we do this, we become aware of a whole new sense of reality. We become aware of what's going on within us. And even when we're not aware, even if we're just feeling that there's anxiety somewhere, it's discomfort, it's uncomfortable somewhere in the body, we are bringing our awareness to it. And suddenly it becomes easier to be us. It becomes easier to be you. And that's a big part of our spiritual journey, yes. Of course, there are many layers and levels of our multidimensional reality that we get to experience. And the deeper we go on our journey, the more into the journey we get, the more we experience of these multidimensional realities. But when we start, we begin by breathing into the body. When we also feel, when we breathe into the body, we feel how we relax, how the body releases. So I would like that to be one of the missions for this little moment in time, that through this talk that I'm giving now, keep breathing deeply into your body. Keep bringing that life-giving oxygen deep into your system. And we will feel a relaxation in the nervous system. And suddenly you experience and can feel deep into your root chakra, which is the bottom of your spine, around the genitals in that area. That's your root chakra energy center. And then we have the sacral chakra energy center, which is around the belly button. The procreative organs for women, and where our self-love lives, where our energy of self-worth, energy of our self lives. This is your original self. We bring our breath into those areas and we start to feel into what's going on there. And then sometimes we might feel that, oh, I can't go in there, that's too scary. Well, that's a pretty good signpost that we have our work cut out for us. With the theme of today called Lightworkers, Rainbow Warriors, Hold Your Space, the inspiration for that is, of course, that as we get stronger in our inner stance, in our inner standing, we listen more and more to our hearts, what our hearts and our souls are telling us. We become more in tuned and aligned with our original purpose and our higher purpose. And that's what we're doing here together. So when you're on this live right now, or if you're watching it after it's been transmitted, I'm here to help create that sacred space so that you may find a deeper standing, deeper inner standing, and stronger, firmer footing for your soul. It is so that you may find yourself more comfortable in this level of reality. Some of us would call it consensus reality. We can call it base level reality. We can call it the regular day-to-day life. Welcome on board, everybody who's on here right now, LEK and everybody else. So, as you create that stronger inner standing, and you begin to listen more deeply for what your soul is yearning for, it becomes so much easier to detach from outer circumstances, to detach from outcomes, to detach from expectations, to recognize when we actually hold expectations ourselves. Nothing wrong with having an expectation on an outcome. But when we get attached to it, we think we can control it. And then we lose ourselves to the world. So when we move our awareness into our body, deep into ourselves, we become aware of our inner light, inner standing, inner power. And this way, this wave of awareness that's coming across our globe, you and I, we become torch bearers, light workers, rainbow warriors for spirit. Not for ourselves, even if it is for ourselves as well. But it's really about carrying a different frequency into our world. Carrying a new sense of energy. And it's not even new, right? It's just new for you and I. And it's only new for our modern day society. There's been teachers speaking of this energy for thousands of years. There's been teachers way before Jesus and way after Jesus that have been speaking about this energy coming into our world, right? And there's a new upheaval, uprising of this energy. And the deeper you get anchored into it, the firmer you stand in your own soul, the stronger you get to experience life itself. So when we, and we start, this is why I keep mentioning breath, because there's something about our awareness around the breath that may not be complete. When you eat a sandwich or a dinner or a lunch and you count how much protein, how many carbs, how much calories, and all of that, whatever you count when you eat, we are very aware that we're fueling our energy system. When we eat, we realize, oh, we're putting energy into the body. And what's the process that happens when we eat something? Well, there's food that comes in through our mouth. The big breakdown starts right away, right? And then it goes into our system and it starts breaking down into different parts that can feed and complete and fill up different parts of our cells, what they need, the cells and the different organs in the body. And we've been very aware that that's what food does for us. But when we look at what oxygen does for us, if you actually think about it, you think about the air we breathe in, right? We breathe it in either through the nostrils or through the mouth, right? This is particles, right? And we breathe the molecules, we breathe them into our body. Goes into the lungs, and the lungs breaks down what can be used to different parts of the body. And then the oxygen molecule itself goes into the bloodstream, and then it goes into the heart that helps to pump the blood around the body. And then the molecules of oxygen reaches all these different parts of your body, all the different cells. These cells in the body need oxygen. The oxygen that we put into our body is as much fuel, if not more, than food. This is an awareness we don't really have yet, right? It's coming, but it's slow. If you really break it down, eating food puts nutrients into your body, breathing air puts energy into every cell of your body. So the deeper you can utilize your breath, the more oxygen, the more fuel, the more feed you can give your body. We regulate our bodies with our breath. We regulate our nervous system with our breath. And we're going to come back to the theme here in a second here. Because as you use the sacred breath and you breathe into your body, we begin to understand, and we can feel it happening, right? When you pay deep attention, you actually feel the breath coming in. And you feel the relaxation that happens. Just like if you can imagine when you have a sense of anxiety or fear in your system, you go, and we stop breathing. And many times we actually can go through days, if we are in a stressed space, we go through days without actually breathing. We breathe shallow, we breathe a little bit, but that's just very shallow, right? Because we're constricted around throat and the lung area, and even in the solar plexus area and the sacral area. And then when we bring the breath down into the sacral chakra and root chakra, you're actually bringing your breath all the way into the body, beginning to utilize the life-giving energy that's coming into the system. So as you do this, you're creating strength and power in your body. As you do this, you're creating space for yourself. And when we are creating that space, that sacred space inside of us, we bring love into the body as well. And we begin to recognize when we are in a state of self-love, self-care, or when we are in a state of forgetfulness, when we have forgotten that we are love. The breath helps us to remember. The breath helps us to come home, home to ourselves. And as you strengthen this connection, your inner, you also end up raising your vibration. When you raise your vibration, everybody you meet will feel it. The people when you walk into the store, to the coffee shop, when you walk up to the cash register, wherever you are, the car mechanic, the people in the field where you're picking flowers, wherever you are, they will feel your presence differently than if we come in from an unconscious space, right? So when we're coming in from a stressed or worried or nervous state, other people pick up on that. And when we come in with our love in our hearts, with our love activated in the sacral chakra, people react to that and they go, oh, I love your energy. Oh, I feel so good around you. This is how we are light workers. This is how we are rainbow warriors. When we hold space for ourselves, we end up holding space for others. And even though it may not be as fast as we would like to change the world like this. We are changing the world by bringing awareness into ourselves, and then it spreads out like rings on the water. You are the heating element. You are the raiser of the vibration of the frequency. And you bring a new frequency into our world. By standing strong within yourself, you bring this frequency. Of course, it takes going against our old programming, our old fears. Oh, I can't be happy. Oh, I can't smile when I walk in somewhere. Oh, then they're going to think I'm weird. They're going to think I'm odd. But if you are just resonating with you, if you are just standing in your inner space, they're not going to think you're weird. They're just going to think, oh, that's such a happy person. My God, they look like they're enjoying their life. And you know what happens when we see somebody who enjoys their life? We get inspired to enjoy our own life. So if we see, what comes to mind is that older couple. Maybe they're really old, or maybe they're just a little bit older, but they are still in love with each other. They're still happy together. Doesn't that just bring joy to your heart? To my heart, I smile when I think about it. I'm like, oh, that's so cute. That's so funny. That's so beautiful. So when we realize that we might be inspiring people, we have no idea we're inspiring. We might be helping somebody, we have no idea we're helping. When we stand in our own inner space, when we walk into our own inner healing space, we end up vibrating that out into the world. So we don't really have to get up on the rooftops with a megaphone and scream out to everybody. We don't have to get on the loudspeaker and tell everybody what to do. We have to come back home into ourselves. This is how we become light workers. This is how we become rainbow warriors, because you and I, we all have a strong warrior within us. And this warrior wants to bring peace and love to the world. But the warrior is ready to do a lot in order to bring that in. Funny enough, though, we can't go out there and fight people in order to make them understand how loved they are. We can love ourselves and show the way how to love ourselves. And the, one of the misconstrued ideas, at least in my life, and I believe for maybe many people, has been the idea of how noble it is to sacrifice ourselves for somebody else. And that could be true, right? It can be true to jump into the ocean and help somebody out of the water who can't get out on their own. It can be beautiful to jump into that wild river and help the dog out, right? But that's in the moment. That's an action that takes place in the moment without thinking, and it's just an action. But when we walk around thinking we have to sacrifice, oh, I got to do this for that person. Oh, I got to really stay with my partner because they're not doing well. And then I'm going to be unhappy over it, but I will sacrifice myself for it. That doesn't lift anybody up. When you lift yourself up, when your own happiness comes in first, you help others to get happy as well. It's a lot like the parenting and the kids, right? It's really easy to think that, well, I got to tell the kids what to do. I got to teach them right. And if you think about your own life, if you truly, honestly look at what it was like when you were little, what you felt when you were little, what every day was like, or not every day maybe, but the hard days, what were they like? Then you realize that we don't really do what our parents, we don't even do what they did. We don't even, think of what they told us that much. But we definitely feel what they felt. The biggest teaching between parent and kid is we feel how they feel. We pick up on the energy frequencies that they have felt when we were growing up. And then that's how we feel about life as well. So this is the important part of being on a healing journey, is that we begin to recognize and sort out what is mine and what is not mine. And where does this feeling of not enoughness come from? Where does the feeling of fitting in come from? Where does all of this stuff come from? And hopefully sooner or later, you'll realize and recognize that, when I felt that immense lack of finances, that wasn't based on my experience, that was based on what my dad felt around money, or my mom. When I feel that immense lack of love in the world, it's not based in myself. It's more based on what I felt that my parents felt. So it's not so much that it's anybody's fault, right? It's not their fault that they felt that way, because they grew up in a setting where they felt a certain way. These are inherited energies and frequencies in a body, or in a lineage, in a family structure. And whatever the dominant family structure is, whatever the frequencies that are running in a family, that's how we see life too. So what we want to do in the healing journey is come back home into the body, into the sacral chakra, recognize and realize, where did we lose ourselves? Where did my original self-love go? And how did it get overridden by these other energies? When I start to see that, I can also find a lot of freedom. Welcome on board. I can also find a lot of freedom from the original programming. The original programming of being, living in lack of any kind, whatever that lack might be, or fear for that matter. So when you come back into your body and into yourself, you start to feel your soul instead of the programming. And then whenever the programming pops back up, which it usually does, we can recognize, that frequency is not my own. That sense of fear is really not my own. And then I can breathe into the body, come back home into myself, release and fill up with love and light from the inside. Sometimes these fears and negativity and the other thoughts and judgments that we carry can also be what constitutes our shadow side, our shadow self. And our shadow self is, of course, this false personality we have created that we live behind. So often, if you feel not seen, if you feel unseen, it's because you're not showing yourself. You're only showing the shadow self, the protected self, the self that thinks, well, I can't really say what I'm feeling, but I can say this because that's accepted by the world. This part of me is accepted by the world. That part of me is accepted by the world. And then what happens with that is we present an image of ourselves to the world that's not our whole self. Might be a part of it, but it's not our whole self. And then if you do that long enough and much enough, big enough, like if you have too many parts of yourself that are hiding, you're completely living from your shadow self. And you're gonna walk around with a feeling of being alone, a feeling of being isolated, that nobody understands you, that nobody sees you. Because you're hiding. Not because they don't see you, because they can't. Sometimes you need maybe a healer like me or like somebody else, right? Like who can see past the shadows. Somebody who can help work with you in the unseen and see the real you, good and bad. And how do we do that? By facing our own stuff. By facing being fortunate enough to be allowed to see our shadow self. So to face the demons that are inside. Sometimes they can be very powerful. Most of the time, thank you, LEK, much love. Sometimes these inner demons can be very, very powerful because they've been there to protect ourselves. Your fear and your maybe lashing out, maybe, or hiding has been there to protect you when times have been hard. But now that you're moving into your healing journey deeper and deeper and deeper, we realize there's no need for the shadow self to be activated. There could still be times when our self-protective measures may be needed. But often when they are, they actually strike blindly and they strike wrong. Then we just have to go and make amends and say, I'm sorry. And if we can sit in our deeper inner space more, we don't have to utilize our defense mechanisms. So that's how this goes, right? As you create space in yourself, as you face yourself, you become stronger in your capacity to hold the light. You become stronger in your capacity to hold your ground energetically, spiritually, and in love. This, my dear love, this is Rainbow Warriors. There's that beautiful writing called the Hopi Prophecy, which seemed like maybe it wasn't a Hopi prophecy after all. Maybe it is, I don't know. But about the one day there'll be a new tribe of people appearing on this world. One day they'll be not just from one race, but from all races. They're going to vibrate in a new frequency. They're going to bring in a new energy of love on our planet. And they're going to hold strong in that frequency. These are the Rainbow Warriors. This is the Rainbow Warrior tribe. And my dear, when you're watching this and you can feel there's a certain truth in your heart that resonates, that there's a certain feeling in your body that goes, ooh, I can feel this. Ooh. That's your juiciness, that's your power, that's your love. And the more we connect to that, the more you can stand strong and hold space. As a light worker, as a rainbow warrior. We are shedding the layers of the old self, allowing the original self, your true self, to shine. We're stepping out from behind the clouds, and we are being like the moon. We're shining. There is that Buddha saying, step out, be like the moon, step out from behind the clouds and shine. So when we are supporting each other on this journey, the way we are right now, we are shining love through the world. Thank you, L.E.K. Thank you, Soul Sister. And I'm here to support you on your journey. And when we're sitting and sharing this energy space, this energetic field that we are in, we are all supporting each other in the quantum field to strengthen that capacity you have for holding love. So I would like for you to join me in a few minutes of a meditation at the end of this talk. I would like for you to bring your awareness into your body. Yes, bring yourself home with your breath. Breathe deeply into the body. Feel your shoulders relaxing. Feel the breath go all the way into the root chakra and the sacral chakra. Relax your belly, your stomach. Bring that breath into your body. Bring that love into your heart. Feel the expansion around your heart. Welcome on board. Feel the expansion around the heart, in the front of the heart, beneath, behind, on the sides, and above. And with your breath, expand around your heart. I'll be doing some energy work on you with your permission through this meditation. I want you to feel into the body. Just feel into yourself. Breathe light into your body. Relax your hips. Relax your legs. Keep the breath going. Stay in your body. Expand your whole system. Expand your body, expand your mind. Feel the swirling light energies and energies in your body. Feel all the colors of the rainbow filling you up from the root chakra and up through your body, through your whole torso and up into your mind. Now let that rainbow light expand to surround you. You're sitting in a bubble of fiery light, swirling, spinning, expanding. Yes. Now slowly come back into your body, come back into the room. You can sweep your arms up and around your energy system. Come around and come down in the middle, focusing and centering your energy. End up in a prayer position. You can do that again. And one third time. Bringing your light from your 8th chakra, your higher self, into yourself, into your body. And consolidating the energy in your system. As we gather in a bow, I would like to suggest that you can do your root lock, which means you're tightening up, you're consolidating all the muscles around the root chakra, around your stomach, and you consolidate, you squeeze. Feeling energy moving up into your crown chakra and third eye. And now we are going to bow and we're going to say thank you for joining today. Thank you for being a part of this journey. So much love, so much support, so much unity, so much oneness. The consciousness beyond our limited mind. We say thank you and we say aho. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful, lovely night and week. Thank you, LEK. Bless you. Thank you so much, love. Thank you, LEK. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, everybody who was on. I wish you a lovely week, and I'll see you again next Monday, if not before. Tawa eka, to yo kutaya, te yo wa ekutaya. Namaste, a ukutaya. Bye bye, everybody.